Hi Stitchers, this is Stitching to Connect Danny. This is Flosstube number 52 for me. I am in a new corner of my house. I rearranged some things. I'll insert a picture at the very end or the beginning, I'm not sure which, of my new setup. Hello, Miss Sierra, are you gonna come check things out? Just don't knock things over. And I brightened my little spot with these are my mascots for my new spot. This is Miss Gelda, who I got in Florida. I think I'm going to name this snail Hazel after my maternal grandmother. She was kind of slow, not in mind, but in body. She had arthritis really bad and had to use a walker from the time she was in her late 30s, early 40s. I never really knew her without her walker. And then in her, I think, late 70s, she had hip replacements. And I never got to see her because of life, and I just never got to connect with her. But she could then walk, and it was amazing, she said. So this is my snail's gonna be named Hazel. So it's Hazel and Gelda. Still not crazy about Gelda's name. I may change that. Flamingo from Florida. Hazel is from stitching, Black Needle Society stitching camp that I went to in Missouri Kansas City. I think it was on the Missouri side. Kansas City last August, and I definitely plan to go again. There's a whole snail tail thing that they do, which is super fun. And yeah, so it has been a full 2 weeks. I will put some life at the tail end, and there's been a lot. But hello, girl. She's sitting in the window. She's looking. Do not jump over here, because if you jump, you're going to wreak all kinds of havoc. She would just come up and sit on my lap. That would be great. But let's jump in. So I have a finish. I am very excited about my finish. I started this at camp. Oh, please tell me yeah, here it is. I always think, oh, I'll put it in this bag and I'll remember exactly where it is. And then I don't. I finished it. It's called I Dream of the Sand and the Wild Salt Air. How about that? Is that amazing or what? It's so beautiful. I love it. And I'm excited to do the extra little ones along with it. And I think I'm going to make it into a flat fold or something. Maybe just pop it in a Mill Hill frame. I think it'll fit in one pretty closely. I haven't really measured it, but I have a couple of them. I may even try to paint one this aqua color. I also have a really cool frame on my knick-knack shelf, but I think it's too small. Yeah, I have a finish. Yay! So this is my second finish of 2023 because I finished my daughter's French kitchen piece, which has gotten, I got to get this in the mail. Oops, upside down, sorry. So 2 finishes. Who is this person? I don't know. 2 finishes, and these are both going to go in not both. This has got to get in the mail this week because I have, because of life, as I will say later, has not gotten fully finished. I just have to trim it, press it, trim it, and mount it on my board, which I got all the accompanying things I needed for that. So pretty amazing. So this is the Dream of the Sea and Wild Salt Air. It's a hands-on design pattern. And it has these 3 little items, which I think I want to do because those colors were such fun to stitch. I want to tell you. Such fun to stitch. I'm sorry, I'm going to sneeze. I tend to sneeze in threes, so we'll see if I get another one. Take a sip and maybe it will go away. And now I have a runny nose and no tissue. Oh, this is disgusting. Pardon me for just a minute. I'm going to really try and edit that part out. But I might not be able to. This might be what you get. Where was I going with all of it? Oh, so that little, this I got at Black Needle Society camp last summer too. Isn't that cute? I love it. So it sits beside me on my new little table, which is amazing. And what else do I have in my bag here? I did not work on Mr. Chessie, who's my Chesapeake Bay Retriever, who is actually Magnus. Did not work on him at all. So hopefully I'll have some progress to show on that next time that I'm with you. But I'm super excited that I finished that this one. And this is the one I started in Florida. Everybody was stitching. The name of the Annabella's retreat was All Things Winter. And everybody was stitching on the winter piece that we got. And I was like, heck no, I'm in Florida. I'm at the beach. I'm going to the beach. I am not going to stitch winter. I just left the winter in Colorado. I'm leaving that behind. Thank you very much. So, yeah. So it was fun. And I love the colors. And it is so me, as my sister would say. So, yeah. That was cool. And then I fell down the rabbit hole with the rest of you all, which wasn't really a rabbit hole. Now if I can find it. I know I put it in here. Or I think I put it in here. I am doing the Valentine stitch. I thought I put it in here. Well, you all know what it is. If I can't find it, you all know what it is. Maybe it's in here. No, it's not. It's the Tiny Town Valentine stitch. And I am doing this. I have done this much on it. I pulled, I'm pretty much going along with what's called for, except I decided, because now this is whimsical and it's kind of my style. I don't like cutesy whimsical, but I like whimsical. I'm not big on tiny little animals doing funny things, other than Miss Hazel here and my style. Anyway, so what I did do is, okay, I look out my window, and in the winter here, in Valentine's Day, we do not have green grass, nor do we have pink grass. But I wanted to make it look a little more real, so I used clamshell, which is a yummy, yummy variegated it escapes me. It's a floss. Anyway, it'll come to me. And I use that on the hill, and I'm using that on the fences throughout the pattern. And so I worked on this probably, see, I've got my little stitching journal right here. January. I worked on it in January. I worked on it I think I've worked on it 4 or 5 days. Tiny Town 1, 2, 3, and then I think February. Have I worked on it in February? No, I think maybe I just did it 3 days. I finished Saltaire on the 24th, and Tiny Town I started on the 27th, and I've worked on it 3 days. I worked it on it 27, 28, and 29. So 3 days worth. Not a fair amount. None. I'm going to have this done by Valentine's. That's my goal, as we love to call it. That sometimes we meet, pardon me, and sometimes we don't. I'm burping and sneezing, and you're getting all the all of Annie and who she is today, which is unfortunate and fortunate. So anyway, so yes, these flowers are not real, you know, none of it's realish, but I'm making it a little more realish, like I made the puff of smoke that comes out of the chimney in a gray variegated that I liked. So I'm pulling some of my own threads. WIPS Dye Works, that's the word I wanted to use. Clamshell here. WIPS Dye Works. I think this is a different, I think it calls for WIPS Dye Works. If I could find the chart, I'd read it. I think it calls for WIPS Dye Works and Color and Cotton, I think. I think those are either Color and Cotton or the other CNC, which is, escapes me. It's too early in the day for my brain to go. And yet it has. So, yeah. So that's the stitching I've done since I last saw you, which is a fair amount. I'm pretty happy with that. I did do one other thing that I'll show you a little later. I started my temperature chart, which a lot of people are doing, and I'm pretty pleased with the progress I've made on that. So funny that I can't find that chart. And I put it somewhere I thought, well, this will be easy to find. I'll be able to find it right away because I stuck it somewhere easy to find, and I could have sworn I put it in my journal. And it's not here. I do need to find it so that I can keep stitching on my project. It'll turn up. It always does. This is me, scattered. So I bought Tiny Town on the 19th of January. And I bought, I think, 2 flosses with it. I ordered for the first time from, it's not there. I ordered for the first time in from Colorado Stitchers. It's the shop that's up in Fort Collins, and I've never been there personally, but I thought, I'm going to start supporting them, and oh my gosh, I ordered it one day and got it either the next day. I think I ordered it early in the day. I got it. First of all, I got an email right away that they were filling the order. She might have dropped it in the mail that day. I either got it the next day, the day after I ordered it, or the day after. I can't get things that fast from 1-2-3 Stitch. It's a little more pricey on the shipping, but not that much, $1 maybe more. So I'm going to start supporting her because I like supporting small businesses. And I've also heard that if she doesn't have something, she'll order it for you. So, yeah, I couldn't be happier about that. So, the Colorado Stitcher, I believe, I think she has, I can't remember her first name. I think she has a Flosstube. But I highly recommend her for ordering and getting a quick turnaround. Because I've heard Stitchers use her. I think when I was at the Florida retreat, I heard Stitchers use her, and they don't live in Colorado, and they get really good quick response on their orders. So, can't ask for better than that. I mean, you really can't. So we do have another stitching shop near, closer to me that remains nameless. But, yeah. So that was fun. Then I just wanted to touch base on a few things. I know most of you have by now gotten, and this is going to be a brief, I have a bag over here, one of my stash bags full of things I want to talk about. This is going to be a brief review of the kitchen box from Botanical Society, which was January's box. And now that I'm a regular subscriber, is this my first box? No, I think it's my second, because I got November. Yes, I got November's. Then I got the nice box, which I had ordered, which wasn't a regular subscription box. And then I got my January box, and I think it comes every 2 months. So March's box is like a garden themed, and May is flamingos. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is a brief review of just some of the highlighted items that I really liked from It's Not Everything by far. It is some of the things. Is it on here? Yeah, it is here. I'm going to grab this. See if I can grab it without everything falling off. Yeah, I can. So, this is a needle minder. Isn't that cute? It's a Mix Master, which as when Laura and Katie did their review of the box, they said back in the day, and I'm from back in the day, when we got our KitchenAid Mix Masters, they were just called Mix Master. I don't even know if the brand was KitchenAid then or if it was Mix Master and KitchenAid bought them out. I don't know that. That's all information that maybe somebody else knows. I don't know. Anyway, I never had a red one. Mine is white. It's downstairs. I got it for my first wedding gift. It's over 50 years old. Is that correct? I believe so. I don't think I got it for my second. I think I got it for my first wedding. And I was married in 1970. So, yeah. It's over 50 years old. And it's a workhorse. It's definitely a workhorse. So it's super cute. It has little threads in the bowl. It's called Mix Master. Yeah, I love that. So that goes on my my little board that I keep all my things on. Then we got some yummy threads from, and do I have any Fiberlicious? I don't think I have Fiberlicious. That were hand dyed especially for this box. One is called Baked Apple. Very fun. This would be super fun border. Or you could, somebody said, I think somebody told, maybe it was Kia. I don't know. I can't remember who said. Anyway, twist it and make it for a twisted around the outside of your project. Finish. Twisted cord is the word I'm trying to use. Words are not coming quickly today, folks. And this one's called Cinnamon Rolls. And it's a mostly, I can't believe I get all set up and now she starts exploring. Don't knock anything over. She's like, well, you're sitting in my chair. I think the light is not too bad in here if I do this about this time of day. It's I think it's like 3 o'clock. So cinnamon rolls. She said, unfortunately, it doesn't smell like what it's named. Then this is really cute. I don't know where Katie connected with the designer, but it's super cute. It's a little snack bag. And it says Snitch Snack Carry On. And Katie designed this. So she designed this and then had it printed on there, which I thought was super cute. So it's a great little, I'm keeping all my little items from this project in there. Stitch, snack, carry-on. Sorry again for the glare of the glasses. I even did my eyes today for you guys, like you would care. But I've been feeling really crappy and all, like I said, end of the video if you're interested. And I just wanted to feel kind of glammy today, so I did myself up. Yeah. And she even included this in our newsletter. She included the pattern for the people who got this box in our newsletter. Thought that was cool. Let me look real quick because I kept the booklet. So the needle minder, the floss. Oh, we got a pancake and waffle mix. Not a big pancake or waffle person, but I can make them. So I'll probably make that for my husband. Oh, recipe thread cards, which I have it right here. It's handy dandy right here. And everything else is going to fall out that I stuck in there. So, if you're a Gilmore Girl person and you've been in the 2 virtual retreats, every season we get recipe cards from each season. Well, guess what? Those recipe cards that we got with this one, they fit in those. There goes my flamingo. Bye, Gilda. They fit in the plastic holders that we got included in our Eat Like a Gilmore box or holder, which I really like. It's got a magnetic deal here so you can super fill it up. It's got a lot of space left. So I thought, I don't know if they thought about that, but that worked really well, ladies. Thank you. Sorry, I need my glasses again. So those are recipe thread cards. They made them with holes at the top and the bottom so you could use them as a thread card. I'm just keeping them as a recipe. The other fun thing is the brand new rep team from this year all contributed their favorite recipes for that. Early morning stitching wax melts, which smell like lemon pound cake. And I'm going to run over to Bed Bath & Beyond. It's the other bees. Anyway, where they have wax melters that you can plug into the wall, because I don't want to deal with cords. I have too many cords in my life. I'm going to get one that you plug into the wall that they have like night lights. Well, they have some melters you can do that too, and I'm going to pick one up this weekend, and so I'll be able to do that in my kitchen. My Stitch and Snack reusable zip bag. Oh, we got an apron, which I put in my finishing things because I'm either going to use it. It's a really pretty red apron that something has crafting and stitching and stuff like that, or cooking. I'm not a cook because of my hands. It's just too much of this and grabbing, and it doesn't work anymore. Not that I ever was. Let me preface all that by saying cooking's not my thing anyway, but now I have a huge excuse because I can't do it with my hands. It's painful. I mean, I can do the rudimentary things, but I can't cut or chop, or I have to have my husband do all that stuff. So if he does the prep work, I can put it all together, and I'm great. I'm great with throwing things in pots. Like my one pot, I make, chicken dishes. We found some ribs, frozen ribs in the freezer the other day that I just put some barbecue sauce on, put it in the one pot, and pressure cooked it for 20 minutes and it fell off the bone. It was delish. So I can do that, but as far as chopping and prepping, and yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. So anyway, I want to use that apron for either making a project bag, and it has a pocket on it. So I thought, well, that'd be really cute. So the last two things I have in my lap is a finishing board, and I think it's by Etc. Is it? Stitch Etc. Really pretty. It's a horn book. I need to look up and see why these are called horn books. I do not know, but that's what they're called. And this is the pattern. Look at that, strawberries and cream. Done by Meridian Designs, who I have a couple of their patterns. I'm very excited about doing one, which is a Biscornu, and it's got crabs on it. It's a beachy kind of themed. So I have a couple of her Meridian Design patterns. It's called Strawberries and Cream. I think it's a she. I'm sure it's a she. I don't remember what. I think they even used her name. What did they say? Who else needs to go find a strawberries and cream cupcake recipe now? We do. But the recipe to stitch up this adorable design was made just for our January stitchers. Thank you so much to Karen. Okay, her name is Karen, for creating this for our box. We can't wait to stitch this adorable pattern. Yeah, and we got the board to finish it. Like someone said, use some of that floss or whatever to do the twisted cord around it, and voila, cute pattern. Will I ever stitch it? I think I will. I think it's super cute, and I think it'd be super cute to just put on a mount it on the board and then put it on a little easel in my kitchen. I don't think it'd take too long too. It's called for are all DMC, some Mill Hill beads, which I think are the seeds for the strawberries, which is a cute idea, or the sprinkles on the cupcakes. Could be both. Some Krynic. A lot of DMCs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 20 DMCs. Yeah, a lot of DMCs. But it's 66 by 70, and that's not huge. So it comes out to be on a 14 or 16, about 4.5 by 5, which is a cute size. I thought it was a really cute box. I enjoyed the box a lot. And it all fit handily in the snack bag. Give me a bag of any type and I'm a happy camper. So for now it's in here. What else have I got? The other item, okay, there's some items in here that I wanted to show you. I think this is where my temperature chart is. So, or not. Yeah, there's my temperature chart. Okay, so I'm doing the temperature chart, and I'm doing the bookshelves, and I've done 2 weeks of January. So this is my temperature chart. I'm just doing the highs, and the red, all the reds here, I think there's 1, 2, 3. There should be 5 books of kind of five days, are when I went to Florida. I think, I'm going to sneeze again, so let me do the whole, I don't know where that comes from. I just cleaned in here, so it shouldn't come from there. My nose is running. I think I'm going to try and put a little flamingo right here. And then at the end of that bookshelf, when I get over to here, I'm going to put a palm tree. I can't think of the word I want. It's not to show, very simple word, but that's not the word, to show that I did some traveling in January. The rest of them are blues, a little bit of greens, and then the next 2 weeks, there's going to be some purple, folks, because it has been cold, some record colds. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the back is a mess. We won't even talk about the back. So I'm doing it on this fabric I really like. I can't even think of what the name of it is right now. This is a really pretty needle minder that I got last year in a box, or in a bag, in a subscription bag that, not a subscription bag, I'm sorry, a project bag with a pattern and everything. I think I got it from, I can't remember. This is a pin, a counting pin. Isn't that beautiful? It's like got a crystal on it. I thought that's so pretty. I got that from one of the people in Florida. Excuse my nails. I have naked nails today. Yeah. So I need to sit down this weekend and do the last 2 weeks of January. It took me about 3 to 3 hours or so. So what happens is, if you were doing, and the other thing I'm going to do is go back the end of the month. I've noted when it snowed, and I'm going to go back and with either braid, what's it called? You know, the fancy braid that glitters. I'm not using Kreinik. I'm using the braid, and use the braid and to outline the books that it snowed those days. So there's going to be some snowy days, some outlined snow. And yeah, my sister is doing this along with me, and she's doing the birds on a wire, and she's doing the highs and lows. And she's so funny. And she lives in, I think her address is Gardnerville, Nevada, Reno, Nevada. I keep wanting to say she lives in Utah, but she doesn't. She lives in Nevada. And they have gotten a ton of snow. And they lived in California for over 20 years. So it's like, whoa, but she's loving it because she grew up in Colorado. She's a Colorado girl, and she's loving living back in the snow. So, and she's doing the birds, and her funny comment was, I hope these birds fluff their feathers out and cover their feet, because it has been really cold, and I wouldn't want their feet to freeze and fall off. Wouldn't want any dead birds falling off my wires. She's funny. I love her. So we agreed we were going to do these this year, and she's doing the birds and I'm doing the books. And it's going gangbusters. So I did stitch on that too. So I stitched on one. Since I saw you last, I've stitched on 3 things. My Valentine, I finished my Sea Air, Wild Sea Air, and my books. Yeah, I think that's it as far as what I've stitched on goes. Yep, and some other things in here, but they're not of consequence. So fun. So that was fun. What else have I got to show you? I have I don't have a lot of haul. I have 2 sets of threads that I've gotten in the last 2 months, and I don't know which ones I've shown you. I'll just pull them out and twist them and show you how pretty they are. I belong to Weeks Dye Works, and who I get through Pam Stitching Land Good Enough, her shop in Massachusetts. Lots of pretty golds and browns and yellows and purples. And I love this one. What's this called? This is called Clara. Got the purple and the gold in that. Very cool. And here's another one that's very similar. It's not quite the same, but it's very similar. It's called Citron. It's more greens and some purple. They do amazing things. Amazing things. And then Classic Colorworks. That's the other CNC word I couldn't think of. I get theirs every month too. I think it's, remember who I get it through. I'm thinking of, I've got to go look in my list, but I'm thinking of stopping my Classic Colorworks because I'm almost through. I almost have the full collection, and I'm kind of like, I want to spend my money on something else every month. Stitching related, of course. So I got these. They're pretty. This one's especially pretty. I like it. The other ones are pretty much, they are what they are. So I got to go in and put them in my spreadsheet, which I do every month when I get them, so that I know what I have. That, I don't know why I have that. Yeah, these are, I think these are my the last ones I got from WIPS Dye Works. I don't know, that looks like a lot. Maybe not, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to show them all individually. It takes too long. So, this one's really pretty. It's called Celebration. What are you doing? Don't chew holes in my blanket. Hey, stop it. Sierra. I don't raise my voice to her very often, but I don't know why she's chewing on she's attacking my new duvet cover. Stop it. Sorry. Bad pet mom yelling at my cat. What is your problem? I really don't want her teeth holes in my new duvet cover. Okay, Celebration. She quit. She gets a hair once in a while. Celebration. Really pretty. It would make a really pretty border. I'm big on using these kind of things for borders. On smalls, especially. I've done that a couple of times. And then there's just lots of pinks, a couple of greens, a couple of just charcoal. Charcoal's good. Need to use that on something. I think I got two. I don't know why I got two of a lot of these, and I don't know if she made an error. I don't know. I don't fuss about it. She's a busy lady with she has a brick and mortar shop, which I admire anybody who has a brick and mortar shop. And I like to support small businesses, so that's what I get from her. And then the other thing I've done is I've started ordering. I joined. You are a stinker. Looking at me like that, and she's all laid out flat now, and she's twitching the end of her tail like, I'm feeling very mischievous, Mom. What am I going to do next? And she's laying in the sun, which I know she loves. She's such a girl. What are you doing? Oh, sorry. Cat love. I know a lot of you have cats and pets. Dogs are good too. Dogs are great. All animals are great. My niece just adopted 4, I think, maybe 5, 4 or 5 guinea pigs. And she's named them all really fun names like Harriet, and Olivia, and Ethel, and all of those kind of fun names. Animals are amazing. Okay, so I got this. I'm not going to take it out of the, oh, maybe I am. You know what? I haven't taken this out and looked at it, so This is a good time to do that. And the light is pretty decent right now. It's, the reason I joined this club is it's Atomic Ranch Fabrics, and it's 16 count. So it's 27 by 35. It's a good, oh, it's a good size piece. And oh, it's got great colors in it. I don't know if you can see those. Lots of really cool colors, kind of with veins of blue and purple. Oh, that's going to be a fun one to stitch on. I have to find a really special piece to put that on. So you get a good size piece. So I joined her club to support her and to start getting some fabrics I love. And I love, it doesn't smell, I love Atomic Ranch fabrics. I got the first piece of Atomic Ranch when I went again to camp in Kansas City. So I got that. I think I threw everything in here that I was going to talk about. That may be it, folks. That may be it. Seemed like I had more, but I don't see more right now. Oh, wait. No. No, I don't see more right now. Okay, plans. Plans. I'm going to work on my Valentine's little piece until it's finished. And if I do finish it, I have a Mill Hill Valentine. I was going to pull that out, and I don't know where it is right now. That I'm going to work on. I've gone 41 minutes already, so I'm going to try and stay under an hour. So I'm going to work on my Mill Hill Valentine, which I started last year at the Pittsburgh retreat, Steel City Stitchers, which I'm going to in March. They're having it again in March, and I'm going in. My whole table of gals that I met last time for the first time is going, so we're going to have a good reunion and add a couple along the way that we've met and invited to sit at our table. And we're not, anybody can sit at our table. And maybe some of us will change tables. Who knows? I don't know. But it is, if you go to a retreat, it's not a cliquish situation. I've never been, I have gone to a table and I've said, can I sit here? And they say, well, I'm sorry, we're saving, these spots for other stitching friends. And I take no offense at that whatsoever. Not at all, because they've made stitching friends along the way. They want to sit with them. That is fine. And yet if I sat down with them and started stitching like at another table or at lunch or whatever, they would be totally inclusive. It is not cliqued. It is not high school. Not in my experience at all. Not at all. We are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 in my case, year-old women, and it is far past the mean girl stage. There's none of that. So if you have any fear of that and you're going to a retreat, especially if you're going alone, you can drop that fear, because the spirit is inclusiveness and connection. It is nothing else. There's nothing else. So it seemed like I was gonna something on the end of my tongue and I can't remember what it was. Okay. Okay. So that is coming up in March. I think it's the third week of March, and I'm excited about that. I got my hotel, I got my flight. I'm flying on United straight through. They're actually having it at a different hotel. It was a year ago this weekend that I was at that, and it was freezing cold. And again, it's freezing cold there again. So I'm glad they moved it into March. I'm hoping on my end, March and April can be our snowiest months. I got snowed in at DIA, Denver International Airport, in late March, early April, going to pick my grandkids up in DC to go on a Disney cruise in Florida. Thank goodness I have lived in Colorado long enough to know that sometimes we have our snowiest months in March and April, and I booked ahead. I gave myself a couple of days of travel to get there, to pick them up, then to go to Florida to meet Grandpa down there. And it all worked out. But I slept on the floor overnight in an airport. 5 years ago? I think the kids were 11 and 12, I think. And they're now 16, 17. So I think it was about 5 years ago I did that. Yeah. They were very accommodating. They gave us blue mats to sleep on, so we weren't sleeping on the just nasty floor. They gave us mats to sleep on. I managed to find a place where I could plug in. And did I get much sleep? No, not much sleep at all. But long story short, I made it to get them. So I know what March can be like. So I'm crossing my fingers, my toes, and everything else I can cross, that it isn't like that the March weekend that I go to Pittsburgh. So that's in a plan. So February, I'm not traveling anywhere. February, I'm starting up my choir again. I'm excited about that. And what else am I stitching? I think I might, I showed this last time, but I'll show it again. I think I might start my little flamingo that we got at, can I find it? Ooh, this is another thing I might start, because it's winter. I might start one of these berries. But these are summer. I was thinking they're winter berries, but they're summer. That's okay. I still might start one. I'm going to pull that out as a maybe start. Again, I'm not doing... Here she is. Her. Super cute. Didn't mean to show the pattern. Yeah. I might do that to match my little Gilda. Match my little Gilda that I got at the airport on the way home. I had to grab her because she was just like, she could have sat on our table. Just got a low power. So I got to wrap this up. So I might stitch on that. Okay. 3 minutes of life. I think I've told you I have hip issues. I don't have hip surgery. I don't have to have hip replacement or anything. But I do have extreme bursitis in my hips, basically. It's a... one of the bursa sacs is extremely... It's not infected. It's just irritated. So I had injections in both my hips the beginning of this week. Yeah. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I've had cortisone injections in my shoulder and my hand that were extremely painful. I could feel the needle. I could feel the stuff go in, everything. The doctor numbed me up, sprayed this wonderful anesthesia spray on my hips, and I had to have both of them done. My husband was with me. He was holding my hand. He was a sweetheart. And I didn't feel the needle go in. I didn't feel the injection fluid go in. I didn't feel anything. I was such a happy camper. She did one, and she goes, okay, we're done. Flip over. And I went, what? It was great. And so that fear was allayed. Came home and slept for 5 hours because I hadn't slept well the night before and in anticipation. And my hips were numb. So, because what they inject you with also numbs the whole area. And so, because my issue is it hurts to sleep on my sides anymore. It wakes me up in the night many, many times. And I'm a side sleeper, and I'm a troubled sleeper. I don't sleep well. So it's a drag. Anyway, so I'm healing from that. I've had a lot of soreness. I start PT, not next week, but the week after, I believe. So I'll start physical therapy for that. So that's a little bit of life. My mother, my 87-year-old mother, fell and essentially broke her hip. It fractured. They didn't have to do surgery. They didn't have to do pins or anything like that. But she was in the hospital for 5 days, I believe, and then they moved her to a rehabilitation facility. She's doing really well. She had hip replacement 5 to 6 years ago, and she's used a walker ever since. And her other leg is bothering her a lot, and I'm not sure why. I can't get a straight answer from the doctor, so that's a little disturbing. But my mother has a great attitude. She's made friends everywhere. She was an RN, so hospital situations do not bother her. She's like, it's all good. So anyway, my brother lives, she lives in Arizona, and my brother lives down there with her. He pretty much is our liaison with her. Doesn't live with her. She lives in a retirement facility. But I'm afraid she's going to, fortunately, it's attached to a, what do I say? It's attached to a facility that has assisted living. So you can move from one part of it to another, and it's not a huge deal. I don't know what the implications financially are. I think she's lived there maybe 10 years. Seems like she was 75 when she moved there, so maybe over 10 years. And so I don't know. I know she does not want to move. She has a 2-bedroom and a cat and a kitchen, and she's very self-sufficient. But I'm afraid if they can't get this other leg to work right, she's going to have to be moved to assisted living. But that's been a big worry, concern. Lots of texting with my siblings, lots of feelings about my siblings, that whole family dynamic. You know, a few of my siblings are top of the notch. Several of them are bottom of the notch. We'll just put it that way. I'm the oldest of 5. So anyway, a couple of other health issues in my family occurred. It's been kind of a roller coaster for 2 weeks health-wise. So that's why I didn't get right on the horn at a week to 10 days and do another Flosstube. But I'm here today, and I'm doing well, and I glam myself all up for you. More for me. I needed this today. I needed to look a little bit more presentable than I've looked for the last 2 years of crying. 2 years, I'm sorry. The last week of crying and being in pain, and you know what it's like when you're not feeling well, or you have a family member you're dealing with and they're not feeling well. So I wish you all the best for February. If I don't see you for Valentine's Day or Galentine's Day or however you spend that day, it happens to be my son-in-law's birthday, so I got his birthday gift ordered in the mail yesterday. And have a good Valentine's, Galentine's, however you celebrate that. Eat lots of fun yummies for that day. Spend it with your honey or with your friends, or treat yourself well. It can be many things. Or spend the day stitching. I'm meeting Jessica tomorrow. I'm excited to do that. She's a gal that we meet at least once a month. Now it's been like 3 weeks, I think, so I'm excited to see her. So we're going to have 2 or 3 hours of stitching at a Panera Bread spot that we go to. And thankfully, our weather is back in the normal range of, in fact, even above normal. I think it might even be 50 today. I should get my rear end outside and take a walk before it gets dark. I don't think I'm going to make it today because I got to get this done and reviewed and edited, however I do that, which isn't much, people. But yeah. So again, this is Annie, Stitching to Connect Annie. Connect, stitch, enjoy. Bye for now.